It's late. You're in bed, and you're not asleep. You're scrolling. And the feed knows exactly what to hand you. Here's how to fix your sleep. Here's how to get a sharper jawline. Here's how to eat more fiber. Here's how to build a morning routine that finally works. You save 3 of them, and you feel a small flicker of something. Hope, maybe. A plan. Tomorrow, you'll start. Then you put the phone down, and you remember something. You saved 3 videos last month too, and you did them. You actually did them. Your sleep is better now. That part worked. But lying here, right now, feeling this, it's exactly the same. Nothing changed. Not the thing that actually hurts. There's a word for what you've been doing. Maxing. It started with Looksmaxxing. Then it spread. Sleepmaxxing, Fibermaxxing, Careermaxxing, Jungmaxxing. Somebody out there, right now, is unironically humanmaxxing. It's everywhere. Between January and May of this year, that little suffix nearly doubled across social media. Mentions up 96%. Engagement up 208. And here's the strange part. People don't even like it. Brandwatch tracked more than 800,000 mentions of Looksmaxxing between last September and early this year. 84% of them were negative. Read that again. The trend is exploding, and most of the people talking about it hate it. So we're doing more and more of a thing we like less and less. Now, this video is not going to tell you that self-improvement is bad. That would be easy, and it would be wrong. I want to ask you a stranger question. Why does it never work? And I don't mean, why is it hard? You already did the hard part. You got the better sleep. You won. I mean, why did winning change nothing? Here's the first thing nobody says out loud. You think you're chasing a finish line. You're not. There is no finish line. There's only next. Watch how it actually goes. You fix your sleep. Good. It works. And for about 4 days, you feel it. Then you notice your skin. So, you fix your skin, and that works too. And then it's your income, or your body fat, or your morning routine, which is somehow still not optimized. Every single time you arrive, the line takes one quiet step back. And every single time, you tell yourself the same sentence. This next one is the one that'll do it. Now pay attention, because this is the part that matters. That is not a willpower problem. You didn't fail. You succeeded. Repeatedly. That's the design. You're playing a game with no win condition. Not because you're bad at it, because it was never built to end. So, here's the real question. If you can't win a game, why do you keep playing it? And the honest answer is uncomfortable. Because playing is easier than stopping. About 100 years ago, a Swiss psychiatrist named Carl Jung gave a name to the face you show the world. He called it the persona. It's the Latin word for the mask an actor wore on stage. Jung defined it like this, quote, "A kind of mask designed on the one hand to make a definite impression upon others, and on the other, to conceal the true nature of the individual." Now, here's what most people get wrong about this. The mask is not the problem. You need a mask. You've got one for work, one for your parents, one for the group chat. That isn't fake. That's functioning. A person with no persona at all isn't authentic. They're unemployable. The problem starts somewhere else. The problem starts when you forget you're wearing it. Jung had a line about this that I think about a lot. He said the danger is that people become identical with their personas. The professor with his textbook, the tenor with his voice. The professor who is only a professor, the tenor who is only a voice. Now look at maxing again with that in your head. What is every single one of them actually doing? Polishing the mask. All of them. The jawline, the routine, the resume, the gut health. Every one of them is work on the face you show other people. Not one of them touches what's underneath it. And Jung's warning was this: the more you pour into the mask, the heavier the other side gets. The other side has a name too. Jung called it the shadow. And forget whatever you've heard about that word. The shadow is not your evil twin. It's not demons. In 1945, Jung defined it about as plainly as anything can be defined. The shadow is, quote, The thing a person has no wish to be. That's it. That's the entire definition. It isn't the worst of you. It's the part of you that you've decided not to look at. In plain English, the shadow is what's still there after you've fixed everything. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that 3 a.m. feeling that shows up whether or not you had a good day. It's finally getting the thing, the promotion, the body, the relationship, and then standing there at your own celebration, wanting to go home. It's the sentence you have never said out loud to another human being. I'm not sure I like myself very much. And here's the line that I think explains all of this. Jung wrote, "Everyone carries a shadow, and the less it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it is. The less you look at it, the blacker and denser it gets." So now put the two halves together. Maxxing isn't addictive because it works. Maxxing is addictive because it gives you a reason not to look. Every optimization plan is a promise you make to yourself. When I fix this, I'll finally be okay with me. That's a postponement. And the beautiful thing about it, the horrible perfect thing about it, is that the bill never comes due, because there is always one more thing to fix. You never run out of excuses. You are the most productive avoider you know. And now we get to the part that's genuinely unfair. Most avoidance looks ugly. Drinking, doom scrolling till 4 in the morning, ghosting your friends. You can spot those from across a room. Other people can spot them. Eventually, somebody says something to you. But this one looks beautiful. It looks like discipline. It looks like ambition. It looks like someone finally taking care of himself. So nobody stops you. Your mother tells you she's proud of how hard you work. Your friends call you disciplined. Your doctor approves. And the algorithm adores you. And it hands you more. This is the only kind of running away that gets you a round of applause. And it charges you for something you'll never see on the invoice. Every time you optimize, you repeat a sentence to yourself, not out loud, underneath. The current version of me is not acceptable. Now do that every day, for 5 years. You thought you were building yourself. You've been voting against yourself every single day, with excellent discipline. Okay, so what do you actually do with this? I'm not going to tell you to stop improving. That's useless advice, and I don't believe it. Improvement isn't the problem. The motive is. The same push-up can be love or it can be punishment. Same movement, same muscle, completely different act. And you always know which one you're doing. You just don't always admit it. Jung had a word for the real work, individuation. And it isn't about becoming a better version of you. It's about becoming a whole one, including the parts you've been refusing to look at. He drew a hard line between two things we mix up constantly, being perfect and being complete. He wrote, "The individual may strive after perfection, but must suffer from the opposite of his intentions for the sake of his completeness." Which sounds complicated, so let me just say it straight. Perfect means cutting off everything that doesn't fit. Complete means letting it back in. You cannot max your way to complete. Think about it. Not one optimization plan has ever asked you to include something. Every single one asks you to remove something. Remove the fat. Remove the sleep debt. Remove the awkwardness. Remove the parts of you that don't photograph well. It's a subtraction machine, and you cannot subtract your way into being whole. So here's the one thing I actually want to hand you tonight. One question. It takes about 10 seconds. The next time you're about to start a new optimization plan, the next time you're saving those 3 videos at midnight, stop and ask yourself this. If this never got fixed, what would I have to face? That's it. That's the whole tool. And you'll get one of 2 answers. Sometimes the answer is, honestly, nothing. I'd just be a bit more tired. I like lifting. I want to sleep better. Good. Go do it. That's real improvement. It's good for you, and I'm not taking it away from you. But sometimes, and you will know instantly, because your chest gets tight, the answer is something else. I'd have to face that I'm lonely. I'd have to face that I picked the wrong career, and I'm 11 years into it. I'd have to face that nobody actually knows me. If that's your answer, then that's the work, not the jawline. The jawline was never the work. The jawline was the hiding place. Because here's what you were really doing. You weren't looking for an answer. You were looking for a question, so you'd never have to answer the other one. And look, you're not crazy for falling into this. The entire culture is built to keep you here. But something is shifting. This January, the Global Wellness Summit, an industry whose whole business is selling you optimization, published its forecast for the year. One of the 10 trends they named was the over-optimization backlash. Their words: a pivot to meaning over measurement, catharsis over clinical data, self-expression over self-surveillance. When the people selling the treadmill start suggesting you step off it, something real is happening. So, back to where we started. It's late, you're in bed, the phone is in your hand, and the feed is offering you 3 new ways to be better tomorrow. You don't need to fix one more thing. You might just need to lie there, with nothing fixed, nothing optimized, nothing being worked on, for 5 minutes, and not run. That's harder than all of it, I know. But it's the only thing on that list you haven't tried yet. You were never a project. You were always a person.